Hi everybody, this is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. Hope you guys are keeping well. These are the new Jabra Elite 75T, which replaced the 65T. In this video I'm going to go through all the features, the app, and I'm going to compare them to the Apple AirPods Pro and give you my opinion which one you should buy. Anyway, let's go check this out. So here we have the box, very straightforward. It's tested for a secure fit. They're actually a lot smaller than the 65T, about 20% smaller. It does have the 4 microphone cool technology, and it does work extremely well. And you get up to 28 hours on the charge. What else does it say on the back? Proven wireless connection. You can customize your actual sound, and you get up to 7.5 hours on the battery. I have found if you listen a bit louder than above the halfway mark, that drops to about 6. And whatever your voice system, whether it's Alexa, Google, whatever, then that works very well. So let's take a look inside the box, what you get in the box. Now I've obviously taken these out, but what you would have is the headphones are in here like so, and you have the earphones. And before you do it, it does say that you need to update the app, and that is highly recommended because there is actually an update waiting straight away. In here you get a cable to help charge, and you'll notice that's a USB-C to A, and then you've got some replacement tips, additional tips and sizes. So you've got the 2 large and the 2 small, and then you've got your warning bits and pieces. That really, who gives a monkeys about that? It tells you to download the app, register your buds, and it sort of tells you how they work to get started. Anyway, that's very not exciting. So what I'll do now is I'll just grab a phone of mine where everything is connected. So what I'll do is open the app, and I'm going to put the headphones. Well, first of all, actually, what I'll do is I'll just show you the headphones here. This is the box, as you can see. It's very small. That's the USB-C. And if we compare the size, these are AirPods Pro, so maybe a fraction longer, but not as wide, but really small, really quite compact, which is quite impressive. So take these out and have a closer look. You can see they've got controls on here as well that do different things, and you've got the sensors. I'm just going to put these in my ears. They do fit flush to my ears, so let's put each one in. Now when you're using these, what you can see now is that the app has fired up, and you have different modes. You have hear through. Now when I do this, I can actually hear myself talk, and you've got different levels of what you like to hear through. You do get some slight white noise, but it's very, very marginal when you do this. The equalizer, I've dropped the bass down. These, I'll talk about the sound quality, but they are fantastic on the bass. They've got some preset options here. You've also got different modes that you can set up as well automatically, and you've got the soundscape and the focus in the settings here. Actually, what I might do is go back, and I actually might keep that on so I can hear what I'm saying. So you've got settings, so you can edit the moment, so you can have different options on the hear through. On the equalizer, again, you've got the settings here. Audio experience, so it tells you can auto resume if you need to. On the cool experience, so you can actually adjust how loud your own voice will sound to you when it's on the call. So that is a very, very good aspects of this particular sort of aspect. And also you can select how you'd like to hear the person on the call. So more treble, more bass. So you've got really quite some fine tuning on the audio quality that you don't see in other headsets. So that is pretty much it. And this will also handle firmware updates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the actual sound quality now, and I'm going to play some music. Actually, what I will do, I'll take that off here through for one moment. So let's just come back, because I don't actually like the hear-through. It does mean that my own voice is muted because there is passive noise cancellation. So I'm now going to play some music. Okay, so now I'm going to listen to a number of different tracks and tell you what they sound like. So let's try this one. So we've got ZZ Top, Cheap Sunglasses. There's absolutely great bass. As I said, I've actually lowered the bass down a bit because it's quite a strong bass. Good vocals, good sounding vocals, the treble's excellent. And you can hear the guitars as well. Okay, let's try something else. So with Stars Tonight, it's very punchy. You've got very deep bass. This is a trait of these. Even with the V shapes, I've dropped the bass down a bit. The actual bass is pretty strong. And it's very powerful. And these are very loud as well. Let's try some classical. So this is good treble here, and the good instruments. I really like this. Mid-range isn't too bad, and it's got some bit of impact. Again, the bass being so strong. I could listen to this for a really long time. Okay, let's try something else. Just move it forward. Whoa! You can see the volume at half, show you the volume here at halfway is loud enough for me. These are so powerful. So because the bass is quite strong, the mid-range here is slightly recessed. But that's not necessarily negative with these. They do sound superb. Okay. I'm now going to talk about some other aspects of these from call connection and compare them to the AirPods Pro and a lot more. In testing these little Jabra 75Ts, I have spent hours and hours listening to these before I did this review, and I was meant to have recorded this review yesterday, but I just ended up listening to these again for just an extended amount of time. They just sound so good. They have a very fun sound. So one thing that I have mentioned to you is how the bass is very strong. They'll blow your mind as they're having subwoofers coming in your ears. But if you like the bass, that's great, you've got it. But if you want to have a slightly not as heavy, just take the EQ and drop the bass line down. That's what I've done. You still get a lot of slam, a lot of impact, which makes the music more fun and great to listen to. There isn't, in my mind, anything better than these Jabra 75T at this price point. I mean, I've got other earphones, wireless earphones that I've been listening to, and they're absolutely fantastic. Sometimes that bass track does muddy the mids. The trebles are fine, but by lowering the bass down a bit, it does really help. So some of the other positives about this that you want to know about is they connect and work very well with Android and iOS, no problem at all. Connections, fantastic, rock solid, stable connection. Connect very quickly, don't lose the connection. Very, very impressed. When you first get these outside the box, you'll need there's a firmware update. And what you have to do to finish the firmware update, you have to put them back in the box, and then there's a little light on the, I think it's on the back here, just on the case. That light's like a purple blue, and it flashes for about 15 minutes. Be patient. You then get all the features. So that's the first thing you will have to do with these. So just allow that sort of 15-minute window to update them. They charge really quickly. They do have a fast charge as well. I just said in the beginning, they meant to give you 28 hours in total, including the battery case, and 7.5 hours for each bud. Sorry, 7.5 hours for the charge when you've got the buds in. I was getting about 6-ish because I was listening to music a bit louder because it was so enjoyable. So quite good. They don't have active noise cancellation, but you do get quite a lot of passive noise cancellation because they go into your ears. I'll just show you what they look like very quickly in my ears. Actually, just might help put them right around to show you. So as you can see, and it tells you connected. They flush really well, so they're not going to get caught and stuff. And I think that's is really quite a positive side of things there. And then they literally just drop into the case. Very nice and very, very compact. How do they compare to these, the AirPods Pro? Well, the AirPods Pro have obviously active noise cancellation, so that does have the slight edge, but you do lose when you have active noise cancellation on. The sort of treble drops down a bit, so you lose a bit of dynamic range. These just, in sound quality, blow these away. Obviously these integrate really well, so if you pair to one Apple device, with your iCloud account, they connect to all the other devices, they're automatically paired. The positives with these, you can connect up to 8 devices, pair 8 devices on this, and you can have 2 simultaneously connected. And the advantage of that, even over the AirPods Pro, is very simply that you pause on one device and then you can play on another. So 2 devices at any one time can be connected to these, and this is a very unusual feature to see they're not on many earphones, but it's really handy and even better in some respects and quicker than how AirPods Pro works with syncing across your iCloud devices. Just a little touch. When it comes to latency, there is hardly, you can't notice it, it's fantastic. So I've watched loads of YouTube videos, loads of Netflix, and no problem at all. And the AirPods Pro is exceptionally good as well with latency. So these are equal in terms of latency, they both connect very well. These do have, as I said, the active noise cancellation over passive. So the difference being is these will cut more exterior sound out, but obviously when you have active noise cancellation, it does chop the dynamic range off on the treble slightly and push the volume up and bolster the mids a bit. But you know, that means you can have lower volume in a noisier environment. So you might have these slightly higher in volume, but again, these do sound a lot better. One other advantage with the AirPods Pro are this ability to let the pressure out, so you don't actually feel like you're plugged in. When you have these in, you definitely feel they're pushed into your ears. These don't have that plugged in effect, and when it comes to the hear through, or they call it transparency mode, it feels really natural. Anyway, hope that helps. Any questions, leave them down below. This is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. There's some useful links in there as well. Catch you guys soon. Bye for now.